In the heart of Willow Woods, where the tallest oak trees touched the sky and sunbeams danced through emerald leaves, lived a small, timid squirrel named Sophie. With her silky brown fur and tiny tufted ears, Sophie was quick and nimble. But she had one thing that always held her back: her shadow. This was no ordinary shadow. While most shadows simply followed their owners, Sophie's shadow whispered doubts wherever she went. It would flicker and slither along the forest floor, murmuring in a voice only Sophie could hear. "You're too small, Sophie. You can't do it. Why even try?" Every day, as her friends scurried about gathering nuts, daring each other to climb the tallest branches, or playing tag with the wind, Sophie found herself sitting at the base of the ancient oak tree, too scared to join in. Her heart would flutter with the desire to leap and play, but the whispers from her shadow weighed her down like a heavy stone. One sunny morning, the forest was buzzing with excitement. Mr. Finch, the wise old bird who lived in the highest tree, had announced a special contest, the Great Willow Woods Treasure Hunt. Animals from all corners of the forest gathered as Mr. Finch fluttered down to a low branch, his feathers gleaming with the colours of the morning sky. "The winner of this contest," Mr. Finch chirped with a twinkle in his eye, "will find the hidden acorn of wonder, said to grant courage and a brave heart to whoever finds it." Sophie's eyes sparkled with longing, but almost instantly her shadow darkened and muttered, "You won't find it. You'll get lost, and everyone will laugh." As the other animals dashed into the forest, laughter and shouts echoing through the trees, Sophie sighed and stayed behind. Suddenly she felt a warm paw on her shoulder. It was Willow, a white rabbit with ears as tall as sunflower stalks and eyes as bright as morning dew. "Sophie, why don't you come with me?" Willow asked, her voice as gentle as the breeze. I can't," Sophie whispered, looking down as her shadow writhed beneath her, dark and gloomy. "I'm too scared." Willow's eyes narrowed thoughtfully. "Do you know, Sophie, my grandmother once told me about a magical clearing deep in the woods where shadows have no power. It's said that those who reach it can speak back to their doubts." Sophie's heart gave a tiny leap of hope. She glanced at her shadow, which seemed to squirm uncomfortably at the mention of the clearing. Before she could change her mind, Sophie took a deep breath. "Let's go," she said. The forest seemed more mysterious as they ventured deeper, with branches arching overhead like arms stretching towards the sky. Birds chirped tales of adventures, and squirrels scampered by with acorns clutched in their paws. But as Sophie walked, her shadow whispered louder, "Turn back, Sophie, it's dangerous, you'll fail." Willow's long ears twitched, sensing Sophie's fear. "Listen," she said, her voice steady, "try saying something back to it. You're stronger than you think." Sophie's paws trembled, but she whispered, "I can do this." The shadow hissed, but its voice grew quieter. The path ahead opened into a clearing bathed in golden light, where wildflowers bloomed in 1,000 colours, and a tiny brook sang a cheerful tune. As Sophie stepped into the clearing, her shadow stopped at the edge, unable to follow. For the first time, Sophie felt a warmth spread in her chest. She stood tall and declared, "I am brave, I am enough." The wind carried her words up to the branches, and they seemed to dance and twirl with joy. The shadow let out a faint, defeated sigh and shrank until it was nothing more than a small, harmless patch on the ground. "Sophie, look!" Willow exclaimed, pointing to a glimmer near the roots of an ancient willow tree. It was the acorn of wonder, shimmering with a soft golden glow. As Sophie reached out and touched the acorn, a burst of light enveloped her, filling her with a strength she'd never known. The doubts that had haunted her melted away, leaving only the echo of her positive words. "I am brave, I am enough." When they returned to the forest gathering, Sophie was met with cheers. Her friends marvelled at her glow, and from that day on, whenever Sophie faced a challenge, she remembered the clearing where shadows lost their power, and the voice inside her grew stronger than any doubt. Positive thinking and believing in oneself can help overcome fear and build resilience. When we speak kindly to ourselves, we find the courage to conquer even the darkest doubts. The end. Please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting magical tales. Drop a message in the comments section. We would like to hear from you.